Playing League of Legends with a gamepad is certainly not a new idea. Plenty of people have done it before and it's mostly seen as a fun gimmick. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be as bad as it may sound like.
Prepare to bow down before your Xbox masters.
I made a program called Enchanted Gamepad, and it's a input binding software. Let's see what sets it apart from other input binding softwares. Let's jump into a game. The left joystick is used to move the character around, and by tapping the right button, you'll issue a move or attack command. This is your right click. Did you see what happened? It might not be obvious, but the center position actually moved together with the character. One thing I've observed from watching League of Legends gameplay videos is that players usually try to keep the mouse relatively close to the character. The mouse is usually always within a circle of the character on the screen, and that's what I'm trying to imitate with this thing. Now, different League of Legends characters have different movement speeds, so the time it's gonna take to reach the new center location is going to be different. And if you have a temporary speed boost, the mouse movements will lag behind a bit, but this is something we really can't design the bindings for. This issue can be fixed with another mouse movement method, which I will talk about soon. As you can see, with this technique, the mouse will always originate from the player's position, no matter where on the screen it is. It's pretty great. But wait! That's not the only way to move the mouse. While you hold the left button, the spacebar will be held, centering your character on the screen. And now the mouse moves like this. Here is one of the coolest things. So, you move the map with the right joystick. When you hold it down though, the mouse will move to the minimap and works like this. Cool? Huh? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Okay, going through these bindings is taking some time, so let's speedrun the rest. Okay, tapping the left joysticks makes you attack move. The Bixa buttons, you know, these buttons, is the spells QWER. Fun fact, Bixa means pants in Swedish. Anyway, if you hold the left arrow, the pants buttons will instead level up the spells. Down arrow uses the items instead, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right arrow uses your emotes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up currently doesn't do anything. Select makes you recall. The trigger buttons is mapped to the summoner spells. Start button completely changes the layout and open up the shop. Move the mouse, faster mouse movement through center out method. Left click for buying, scrolling in shop. Tapping start makes you go back to the gameplay bindings. And time! That was a bit slow, so let's see if we can get a better time. Okay. Left joystick does attack move, pants buttons will use your spells. Holding left will level up instead, down use items, right to emotes, very important. Select you recall, trigger you use summoner spells. Shop layout, mouse, scroll by, start again to go back to gameplay bindings. Okay, and time! Okay, so the deal with my program Enchanted Gamepad is that all of these bindings are made using scripting with Lua. If you haven't done scripting before, then it might be a bit daunting. But the bindings I've written will be available when downloading this program. The program is released on itch.io, and also the entire source code is available on Bitbucket. Ah, it's open source, I see. Let's see what kind of programmer Tantan is. Is that a singleton? Lol. The source code really bad. Git good scrub. Spaghetti code bad. Okay, so the source code isn't the most beautiful, but hey, if it works, it ain't broken, am I right?
Hey, let's talk more give.
Okay, so before we go into how you actually use my software, let's see some short gameplay clips to prove to you that these bindings is kind of a big deal. Hey Bob! Yep? Make sure you use the clips where it looks like I know what I'm doing, okay? Don't forget that. Wait, did he say the good or the bad clips? I'll use both. Oh yeah. If only she knew.
Get to making with jive, boy. It's shine. When it hit.
Oh hey! Oh! Let's see some short gameplay clips. Short gameplay clips? Yeah, right. Okay, let's look on some more complex champions to see what their challenges are. Not everything is amazing with an Xbox controller. One of the hardest things to do is long range spells. First you need to get the camera in the right position, and then you need to get the mouse in the right position, and it's definitely one of the hardest things to do. Targetable spells aren't too bad, but long range targetable spells? Let's look on SIGs. No. Whoops. Don't play SIGs. Challenge accept. Bob, no, let it go. Good luck ward jumping with Lee Sin. I mean, you could bind the button to always place a ward first, but that's considered macroing, and which is bannable, so maybe don't do that. If you wanna see more gameplay clips, you can check out the previous video right here. Let's see how you actually use the program. This is how Enchanted Gamepad works. Since the bindings are done with scripts, let's select one of them using the programs window. League of Legends.lua. Now we could just immediately start using it by pressing the start button in the selected script window, but let's look around a bit first. Now we wanna know what the script will do before we run it with the start button. Let's open it up with the built-in text editor. Most of the code here is self-explanatory, but I won't get into how to write your own bindings in this video because that would take a long time. One thing to note though is that there's currently no keyboard shortcuts for copy and pasting. You have to use the window. There is even a light theme.
It goes for everyone if you just try and avoid using any of these really bright, blinding lights.
The console window is mostly used for when you're writing the scripts, but it can give you some information if you want it to. The controller view is not only a nice visual tool for showing off what you're doing, but you can use it to make sure that the Xbox controller is actually connected and working. Okay, now I have to start the script in order to showcase the last feature of the program, the bindings window. This window is quite important because it allows you to save different settings how you want the input bindings to work. One thing I exposed to the bindings menu is ranges for spells. When you play SIGs for example, the range on these spells are huge. It is very important that the range movement of the joystick matches the range of the spells. A character like Singed for example, which has a very short range on his E-spell, is probably fine to have a lot smaller. Another important thing to note is that the is blue side flag must be true if you're playing on the blue side. Because in League of Legends, the center position of the character is different depending on what team you are on. I bet you never thought of that. Let's set up a new bindings for another character. Currently all of the spells have a very short range, and now we could increase the range by just dragging the slider, but then we have to go in between the programs to finally find the best range. Instead you can assign a button if you go into the tweakable with keyboard menu. There you can assign 2 buttons, one to increase the value and one to lower the value, and now you can change it while you're playing the game. Hey, you're still here! This video is a bit long and you stayed with me all this time. Through good times, through bad times, we stand together! To reward you for your loyalty, I'll bring you some outtakes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye! Yeah, short gameplay clips. Bob, let it go. You got it. No, let it go. Short gameplay clips. Yeah, right. Short gameplay clips. Yeah, right. Short gameplay clips. Hey, Bob. Okay.